The B2S Podcast is brought to you by Motivated Apparel. Motivated Apparel, the premier gear for motivation. A brand that motivates, inspires, and empowers you to stay motivated while chasing your dreams. Head on over to www.shiftmotivations.com/shop Motivated Apparel and grab yourself some Motivated Apparel today. What's up, world? Welcome to the Blueprint to Success Podcast. It's your boy, Mike Mariner, a.k.a. the Shift Motivator. Joined with my co-host, my brother from another mother, Mr. Alxndr Hall. What's up, bro?
What's going on? What's good? How y'all doing, man? What's up?
Good. Also, with my other co-host, man, my brother from the same mother, Boy Wonda.
What it do?
What it do, kinfolk? What it
up,
do,
bro? How you doing, man?
Man, I'm good, man. I'm excited, man. I'm really amped, man. I don't know. We was thinking about what we was gonna be talking about for the segment, man. I just kind of got amped, man. I'm just kind of feeling amped right now. So, feeling real good. Got a couple irons in the fire that's looking real promising right now. And I just closed on one contract deal, so I'm kind of elated about that with the books, man. So. I'm excited about that. Yeah, man.
Yeah,
so
sure.
possibly got some new opportunities coming behind that. So
That's good.
I'm kind of amped right now.
That's good.
So how y'all boys doing, man? How y'all week been, man?
Go ahead,
Boy, it's been busy, boy.
Yeah.
Just doing everything in between work.
Yeah.
Like in between the little time that I do get, I just maximize it to full potential. And on the last leg of the album, bro.
I know. I've been watching your lives, man.
Last leg.
That's on fire, bro. I can't even cap. No cap. It's on fire.
Now, there's a couple of them I heard during the
fire.
session. I'm like, I don't think I heard that one.
I got you.
But I was like, ooh.
That's on fire.
I'm like, ooh. I'm like, okay. I know you had some fire, but I ain't heard that one.
I'm excited, man.
His features, the features he got in there is fire too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. When he told me what he was gonna try to do, and then he was able to actually do it with the hitters that he got on there, man. I was like, dude, that's fire. That's next level stuff. Yeah, to be able to pull them guys jump on that project with you, man. I was like, that's stamp of approval right there.
Yeah. And you know what's crazy is like in that moment, it was just that, let me see what this dude do. Let's see what happened.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If it goes through, cool. If it don't, I tried. And a lot of times when it comes to our dreams, we don't do that. Like, because we feel like, man, well, let me just get this here, then maybe this will kind of, just reach out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Just go ahead. Like, you got to make the first move. God has everything aligned. And I'm learning more and more, just make the first move.
Right.
And, bro, I kid you not, bro, it's so much that's falling in line, just like boom, 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 just like domino effect.
Yeah.
And that's how it should be when it comes to our dreams, man. Just, if it happens, cool. If it don't, then it wasn't meant to be.
Right.
It doesn't mean it's denied.
Right.
It's just in the moment right there. Right. Just in the time. But, bro, like, just reflecting and looking back on all the years, man, and just the progress, bro.
Yeah.
And just, like you say, we was talking about growth, man. Like, off camera, growth is so vital. And especially when it comes to your purpose, your calling, your dreams. It's so easy to get distracted. It's so easy for people to project fears on you and say, no, you can't do that. Oh, no, I don't think this is going to happen. Yeah. And that's why it's important not to tell everybody everything.
Right.
So if you got a core circle, man, that'd be dope, man. If you pull that off, bro, like, it's just, I learned a lot from you. I learned a lot from Sid, man, and it's just, I love our core circle, man. It's just, everybody's elevating at the same time. That's what I love. Everything is falling in at the same time, and it's just like
in different areas.
Yeah.
In different areas, bro. Like, he was talking about growth, And you said throughout the years, you know what I'm saying, like your growth might be different from you see people they doing their thing, they here, they there, they on big stages, they got big followings and all types of stuff, but your growth might be different from what everybody else seeing or what is portrayed as growth.
Right.
Exactly.
And you were saying like make the first move. Sometimes when you make the first move, when it don't pan out, it don't fall down how it was supposed to or how you thought it was. Sometimes that can like put your dream in neutral. So like
Yeah.
so like dig into for us real quick about
Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, bro.
no, because people be wanting to know like
Yeah.
even me, like y'all done had to put y'all Adidas in my spine, like yo, what you doing, bro? You know what I'm saying? So like kind of dig into the things that help you when you did make that first move over and over and over again, and it still didn't, you were still in neutral because God had you in neutral for your purpose.
Exactly.
So dig into like the things that you had to do to keep you going, bro. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause I think that's important.
Yeah.
And bro,
Yeah.
you know we face this a lot.
Yeah.
Like
Oh, yeah.
the setbacks were the setups.
Right.
We look at them as setbacks, but bro, if everything didn't transpire like how it went,
Yeah.
I wouldn't have got these features. If everything would have happened like it was supposed
Yo,
to,
you right.
I wouldn't have.
You right.
Like I said, okay, God, I'm open to what you want to do because
Yeah.
obviously you have something bigger and better than what
Yeah.
I could do on my own. So you can have it.
Yeah, because you was pretty hot when you lost when
Bro.
the system went down.
I had to re-record everything.
Yeah, and then the crazy part, because I remember the conversation we had was like, how are these tracks gone? But the other tracks that I saved, the only thing that's gone is the tracks that I did for the new project.
Yeah.
Like everything else was still there, but he could not access.
Right.
So I'm trying to let the audience know that's listening, like what happened, where you had the whole track, the
Everything.
album was finished.
Everything was done.
Yeah.
And you had an issue with the computer to where something happened with the tracks and only those set of tracks, but everything else was just fine and in place. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that's crazy, but that's God, because he was setting you up.
Exactly. 'Cause
Yeah.
that's why I did the record Bust and Move, man. You know, like we're first partakers of the fruit that we get to partake in and enjoy
Right.
and labor.
Right.
Like the setup and the process is not fun, but
Right.
the rewards are fun. So that's why I did Bust a Move. Like I did that because I felt like, you know what, I need to talk to myself. Like, bro, bust a move. Like, what you waiting on? Like, okay, hey, you can either cry about it or go ahead and get these late nights, early mornings.
Yeah.
and knock out these records. And it's just perfect timing, man.
Yeah.
It's just perfect. Like, all things work together, bro. Like, R828, man, this is the most I've seen. It's just so potent in my life. And this is the story of my life. So it's just like,
Yeah.
So you said, hold on, real quick. You said that other than you know what I'm saying, talking to God, you said that the things that you said to yourself.
I had to encourage myself, bro.
So like, it's like sometimes it's crazy how you got people who throw salt on you, but who wanna drown you and stuff. But what happens when we drown ourselves, bro? You know what I'm saying? What
Right.
happens when you know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? When we beating ourselves up too much.
Right.
To the point to where we like self-sabotage or something like that. You
Yeah.
get what I'm saying? So
Yeah, and that's crazy because I was just having a conversation with somebody today about the same thing. I said, because we was talking about self-motivation, and I say, well, I've always had this saying that you can't motivate an unmotivated person. You know what I'm saying? So because
Cat Williams said, he said self-esteem.
Self-esteem.
It's a steal. Oh, it's a steal. Okay.
yeah, so and we was just talking about that in retrospect to with me working with the athletes and stuff like that, and so the kids, and she was asking me a question in regards to her son, and so I was like, well, I say he has to motivate himself. I say anybody has to motivate. I say because at the end of the day, I could say something to motivate you, but something was already there for me to connect with you to even get more motivated to do whatever it is you need to do that you wasn't doing before.
I got you.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I say, because at the end of the, because she said, well, what can I do? And I say, there's really nothing you can do. I say, because whether you say it, I say it, his dad says it, or at the end of the day, he has to make up in his mind that he has to snap out of that. Something in his mind has to click.
Yeah.
To where it gravitates. I say, that's all count. I say, you know, I'm a certified life coach. I say, that's all counseling, coaching, that's all that is. I say, basically, somebody has studied something to where they can be considered an expert in, but they're just saying things that trigger something in your mind to where you can get what they're saying, and it clicks. But you said the same thing.
Over and
So,
over.
so it's like certain people have access to a certain language that it may resonate with somebody, but still at the end of the day, there was a connection between what that person said and the person that was receiving the information that clicked. And they could have said the same thing that you said, but because that's their area of expertise, they just used a different language that they was able to recognize, and boom, they makes the connection. I say, but the connection already has to be there. If a person is just not motivated to do anything, ain't nothing you can say is going to get them to be motivated. So that's why it's important to like I'm a big fan of, you know, just holding on to whatever your dreams and goals are. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, you might have to shift, you might have to pull back, but at the end of the day, you can't allow people, circumstances, chances, and things of that nature to allow you to stop dreaming.
Exactly.
You can't. You know what I'm saying? Because if I lose hope, I lose faith. Because faith and hope work together.
And hope is the anchor, man.
And exactly.
Hope is the anchor.
Exactly. So if I don't have hope, then faith ain't got nothing to be anchored from. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
because see, when you look at faith, you're looking at it's a strong belief in a thing or somebody, right? That's kind of like the natural definition of faith. It's like a strong conviction, a strong belief. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing you can say is going to keep me from believing it's right there. But hope is like a distant connection, but it's a connection. It's still a connection, right? It's just like your cousin. You know, it's a distant connection.
Exactly.
You see, brother and sister, that's like me, brother. You know, that's a direct connection, but a cousin is like an indirect connection.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So faith and hope kind of like that. And so hope is like, it's really not like a conviction or belief. I'm hoping that it's gonna happen. Well, at least that's giving you something to look forward to. But when you take that hope out of the way, you ain't got nothing to look forward to. So then faith don't have any fuel to move from.
Nope. And then that's where belief comes in with it.
Exactly. Exactly.
So if hope is gone, everything is gone.
Exactly. And so,
Everything.
you know, and we let people dictate things in our life, and then we lose hope, and then therefore we stop dreaming in the end. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And that reminds me of that scene in the movie Not Easily Broken where what's the actor's name? It's Woody something, isn't it?
Woody Harrison.
Yeah. He played the character of Darius.
Yeah.
And he lost out on an opportunity to play baseball. And then his son picks it up, and then the character that Morris Chestnut plays, he actually ended up going to school and playing baseball, and now he's teaching and coaching his baseball team. And now his what used to be childhood friend, I guess they went to school together, grew up together. You know, the Morris Chestnut character ended up going to school, and he didn't end up, the streets ended up getting him. But now his son is trying to follow in his footsteps, and he's pulling him away, you know what I'm saying? Because, he having issues with Morris Chestnut's character because, he feel like he stole his opportunity, but at the end of the day, you missed out because of you. It wasn't me. But now you're trying to stop your son's dream because of what happened to you. So now you're projecting your fears from your life on your son, and he hasn't even begun life yet.
Right.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So, and then, he goes into that segment where he snatches him out of practice early, and they having this conversation. He's like, man, well, Dad, why you pull me out of practice? He's like, shut up. You know what I'm saying? Boy, stop dreaming. Because of what happened to him.
Yep.
And then, thank God in the end he came to himself, and everything panned out. But sometimes people don't come back.
No.
And sometimes people don't come back. And so the best thing to do is not to go down that rabbit hole if you can. Because sometimes you may not be able to come back from that rabbit hole because you allow somebody to take your dream or snatch your dream, your vision away from you.
And honestly,
Yeah.
sometimes it ain't always even snatches. Sometimes you give it away.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta protect
Yeah.
it. That's one thing. Like
You gotta protect
you have to. Like everybody don't want to see you win. Everybody is not gonna clap for you. Most people not gonna clap for you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like everybody not gonna celebrate you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, like when you do trip up and fumble up, and then you do make a step, you get your courage right to move forward, and it still don't work out. Sometimes you gotta celebrate yourself even moving forward.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Yep.
when they don't celebrate you, sometimes you gotta be like, yo, okay, I'm proud of me. You know what I'm saying?
Small wins.
Yeah.
bro.
Like I'm proud of me. I'm proud. Like okay, I did my paperwork. I'm proud of that. Like,
Right.
But I know I can't just stop right there. It's a whole bunch of stuff I gotta do beyond that.
Right.
But okay, I did my goal for this month. I posted on Facebook 3 times or whatever.
Right.
Like whatever the small thing is, you know what I'm saying? But
Right.
I just didn't know. I didn't have no clue that how much self has its foundation with your dream.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Your dream is yours. It's not your homies. It's not your mom's. Your dream is yours. You know what I'm saying? So you got to protect it, and you got to know how to protect it. And you have to know when to let it go. When you run across somebody who's doing something that can take you to the next level, you have to
Right.
let that thing
Right.
go to let them
Right.
take you where you want to
Right.
go. Like you have to
Right.
you got to pay attention to your dream. Pay attention to
Right.
Pay attention to where you're at in your dream.
That's good.
Pay
That's real
attention
good.
to
That's
where
good.
you're
Yeah.
at in your dream. Like it's almost like a story. You got your intro, your conclusion. Where are you at? Are you in the beginning stages? Are you in the end stages? Are you in the starting up stages? Are you in the
Right.
the bare bones kit stage?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Are you in the legacy stage or you're, you know what I'm saying? Some people are already in their legacy stage. Some people already are preparing for the generations after them. They making sure they kids gonna be straight. Some people not there yet.
Right.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, so are you in your get closer to God stage in your dream? I'm just gonna repeat that real quick. Are you in your get closer to God stage in your dream? Where is the Lord in the foundation of your dream? Because if you mess trying to go out there and build your joint on sand, when it start raining in Florida, you're gonna be looking crazy when the flood start hitting.
Right.
Because it's not solid. It's not on good foundation. But if it's on that solid rock, you're gonna be straight. So just pay attention to where you at in your dream. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And don't just dream about the dream.
Yeah, like stay in the thought process
Like,
of it.
bro,
yeah.
you gotta put some action with that joint. I'm talking about me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, so everything I'm saying is like, okay, where you at with it? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? How long you gonna be sleeping in your dream? Like, do you want to be living in your dream or you just sleep on it?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You mad cause you saying they sleep on you and you sleep on you.
Say it again. For the ones in the back.
Hey,
You fluffing pillows for them. Just come on, just come
Bro,
lay down here with
that-
me. You know what I'm saying?
You know,
You know what I'm saying?
you're right. I'm letting you, I had to cut in because
You sleep on your dream. Nobody's gonna put the work on for you. Stop sleeping on you.
yeah, this is a prime example. You know, we're just starting out,
Yeah.
so we don't have all the equipment that we would like to have, but we're using what we have, and
What we
because I
have.
would have loved to hit a button. You know what I'm saying? When you just
Yeah.
dropped that bomb, you know, I would have liked to hit it. I would have loved to have hit a button with some sound effects on there, but I ain't got it. But you know what? It's okay because it's coming.
Yeah, for sure, yeah.
You know?
Levels to this.
You know what I'm saying? Because that's right, man. Because, you know, it's okay to dream your dream, but at some point you got to wake up and grind.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's real dope, bro. I
Yeah.
mean, I wish I had some sound effects. I was like, why I've been dropping bombs the whole time? Like,
Yeah.
dude, dropping some serious bombs. I hope y'all catching it, man.
And then your grind is not gonna look like everybody else's grind.
Yeah,
Everybody's at different
Yeah.
places in their life. I'm really talking to myself, bro. Just keep it real.
Hey, David said
it's
it best.
personal,
Sometimes you
you know
got to
what I'm
encourage
saying?
yourself and the Lord.
It's
man.
personal.
Yeah.
It's personal. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Like everybody grind gonna be different. Just cause he in front of 10,000, if you touch one person, if you encourage one person, but
Exactly.
the 10,000 got touched and the one got touched. When both of y'all go to heaven, both of y'all gonna get y'all gonna be rewarded from what we supposed to do down here. It don't matter if it was 10 or 1. It don't matter. But you just did it how it's supposed to be done.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because
You know what I'm saying?
The Lord, go ahead, bro.
No, go ahead.
Oh, when you think about the Lord, like how he left the 99 for the one. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got this amount of people you're looking at, man, and you're just like gauging how many people, thousands, but
Yeah.
you know, God may have one person for you that you can reach right here that can equal out to that amount, that feeling that you
Yeah.
feel over here with the 10,000 people.
Yeah.
And even on my job, there's a guy named Cam. He's like, yo, when the album dropping, it's like he be on my head. Like, when is it dropping? It's like, it's dropping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For
But
sure.
those are the ones that I appreciate.
Yeah.
Because the moment when he found out what I did, what's your Spotify? What's this? What's that? Okay,
Yeah.
I'm gonna follow you. Subscribe. Okay, I'm waiting.
Yeah.
Last night he was like, ain't nobody on Spotify got this behind the scenes access. Bro, when I tell you that encouraged me so much, man. It's just like if you had like 100,000 one of them, man.
Bruh,
But bro, and God sent people across your path to continue to encourage you, man. Even if you're in a place where you can't encourage yourself, just pay attention to the people around you that you come across, because God is speaking.
And bro, and then it's crazy, bro.
Yeah.
When you flip it,
Yeah.
I was going through this the other day. You said the one. It's crazy you said that because I had to tell this. Well, I feel like the Lord put this on me the other day just because I was thinking about something with my son and his mom, blah blah blah. So you said the 1 in 99, flip it. You know what I'm saying? If it's one person who don't agree with what you're doing, but you got 99 other people who love you,
Right.
don't let that one.
Right.
Yeah.
Don't let that one. You can't let that one throw you off. You got 99 other people who like, man, you doing your. Even if they faking, at least they saying you got, because 99, half of them faking, so 45. But you got 90. You know what I'm saying?
Reality is.
You know what I'm saying? Hopefully I got the math right, but you know what I'm trying to say, like, but you got that one person who not showing you love or whatever, but you got 10 other people who like, okay, rock with you. Then you gotta kind of lean on that side. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't let that one person stop the dream either. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's good perspective, man, to look at it from both ends of the spectrum. And just to add to what y'all guys was saying, man, I'm kind of took me back when you started talking, bro. That when I wrote my first book, man, with most of my career has been in the insurance industry, and that's how I learned a lot about finance and stuff like that. So, so my first book is actually on faith and finance. Never thought about writing a book. Never thought about being in ministry. Never thought about being a motivational speaker. All that stuff was God inspired. And me writing that first book couldn't have came at a more worse time in my life. I mean, back in 2004 when the 4 hurricanes came through Florida and wiped everything out.
Oh yeah.
And we was affected by that. We thought we hadn't made it out, but then that last one kind of got my family, So we ended up being displaced for a little while. So, while everything was getting situated, because, it may be 6 months or so before you even got a contractor to come to your house, but you ain't got no house to live in.
Right.
Exactly.
So we living with family, and so we moved in for a little while with my parents, with my wife's parents at the time, right? So, and my father-in-law at the time, he had because with me working out and stuff, so he had some weights in the room, so started working out, right? So you can't go nowhere. Everything's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
So I'm in the room in the back, and I'm just doing some curls and stuff, and then I hear this voice. I'm like, and I stop. I'm like, man, ain't nobody in the room but me. I know I ain't going crazy. Man, I'm trying to get my life back together because the hurricane just turned our whole life upside down. You know what I'm saying? I'm living in somebody else's space with my wife and kids. So it ain't looking good.
Yeah.
So I'm like, and I know, and everybody's else in the front of the house. I'm in the back of the house. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I stopped. So I'm like, okay, so I start back, working out. Matter of fact, I was doing some curls at the time. I remember exactly what was going on. So I stopped in between sets, sat on the bed, heard it again. I'm like, what in the world? So by the third time, I said, okay, God, I got you. I know what's going on. What he spoke to me was the title of my first book. And so by that time, I knew, it just in my spirit, I knew that was a book. It wasn't no memoir, it wasn't no song. Something in me 110% knew that was a book.
Connected.
So I wrote that book, right? Didn't know nothing about writing a book. Just took the first step. Okay, God told me to write a book. Okay, this particular book is on faith and finance, all right? And during that time in ministry, everybody saw me as the money guy because I had a lot of knowledge on money. And then with me being in ministry, I used that to my advantage to kind of balance out the teaching when it comes to finances from a God and a faith-based perspective. So a lot of people respected me because I brought balance to that, where there was a whole lot of imbalance, during that time, the prosperity message and all that type of stuff.
Yeah.
So it was a lot of imbalance going on, and God had me write that book to bring everything back into its retrospective place. Because when I looked at the stuff that he was giving me to write and the content, and when I started marketing the book, that's what I was telling everybody. It was like it was a balanced perspective to God's definition of what prosperity truly is when it comes to money and prosperity and stuff. And so when people started reading it, bro, they started telling me exactly that without me saying that. It was like, man, you brought a really good balance back to what, and so, back to the story, I wrote that because that's what God told me to. Like, I wouldn't have did that on my own because, number one, most Christians don't want to hear about money.
Nope.
So it's a hard market anyways. So I was like, I did it, but unless he tell me to do it again, it ain't going to happen. Because, like I said, most Christians, they don't want you to talk to them about money. They don't. And be some of the worst people off in the world, but don't want to learn about money. That's a whole other story for another time. But I'm going that route to say, because we're talking about don't stop dreaming, right?
Exactly. So
it was like God ignited the dream just by me being obedient to what I could do.
Yeah.
Which was start writing.
Yeah.
Even though I didn't know what to write, but you got to go with what you have. Maybe he didn't give you the title. Maybe he gave you a chapter. Maybe he told you to write about your life. Maybe he told you to write about a situation that happened in your life. Whatever it may be, it's just getting started, because once you get started, that door is going to open up a whole nother door. And here's the crazy thing about it, guys, is how God works is he's really not trying to get you through the door that you see or don't see. It's the other doors behind that. It ain't even focused on the door that is right before you. He's really trying to get you to your purpose. Because that wasn't my purpose, me writing that book. That book was to show me what was in me that I didn't know existed. Somebody that grew up in the hood, 2-parent household, right? We wasn't poor, but we wasn't rich. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Then hated school, but I did okay. Didn't do my best, but I did okay, and I regret that.
You said you hated school?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, he's a motivational speaking author, and I hated school, but I love it now. Growth.
For
We
sure.
talking about growth.
For sure.
So we keep it in 100. You know what I'm saying? So
So
God was showing me. So by me writing that first book, I said, okay, now let me do a little research. How do I do this? What do I need to do? So I didn't spend a whole lot of time, like, because, I had a friend of mine, he's like, man, Mike, you research the dog out of something, man, just do it. So I did. I started writing I said, okay, it's called a manuscript. Okay, well, how do I write a manuscript? So I Googled how to write a manuscript. So then I got to the point where I was trying to, okay, what's my chapters? What am I going to, I'm like, that stuff wasn't coming to me, yo. So I just man, Mike, just write. Just write. And then you figure it out at the end. So that's what I tell people, just write.
Yep.
You may take some pieces out that you may not use ever, but just write, just get it out your head. Because once you start really piecing it together how it's supposed to work, you're going to find out what needs to go where. And that's exactly what happened. So, okay, I needed an editor. I needed a proofreader. Man, I ain't had no money. Man, we trying to survive right now. God, you told me to write a book, and I'm just trying to survive right now. I ain't got no money right now to write no book. But all I heard was a voice, and I went with the voice. You know what I'm saying? What the scripture says that my sheep know me, and they hear my voice, and they follow me. So that's exactly what I did. Because by me doing that led me to where I am now.
Yep.
And
It was a setup.
it was a setup. Because it wasn't about that book. It was about the many books that was coming behind. It was about the speaking engagement that was coming behind. It was about the kids that I had set up for you to mentor. It was about the people that I had. It was not about the book.
I feel like from what I'm pulling from what you're saying, like God used that book to keep you attached to the dream.
Exactly. Bro.
He used the book. He used it because it was the hurricane stuff going crazy, world flip. You trying to keep your mind straight, so you writing a book, you got to focus to write a book.
Yeah.
You got to go somewhere where you got to tune everything out. I turn the phone off. I don't want to hear. I tell my son, go outside. Go shoot basketball for like an hour.
Yeah.
Don't come back in. Take the Gatorade with you. Do not come back in the door.
Right. Like,
So
don't be coming in and out of my house.
In and out of the house.
right of my out.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Cause they be trying to sneak in.
I told you not to come back in this house.
So he used the book, bro, to keep you attached. He had you to focus in the atmosphere where it was not focusable. Focusable is not really a word, but we're gonna throw that in there.
Make it a word.
You know what I'm saying?
I believe it is a word. We'll go with it.
So he used the book to keep you attached to the dream. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because bro, like the crazy thing about it is, like I said, I couldn't, I ain't had no money to pay nobody for the proofread and edit and all that stuff. So the job that my wife was at the time, right? Lady comes in, they get into a conversation. Guess what the lady says? Oh, I don't even remember how it came up, but somehow she got on the conversation. Oh, my husband is writing a book. And she was like, oh yeah, don't know us from Adam Tomcat. You know what I'm saying?
That's another way to work.
We just gonna make up the whole thing today. And they get in the conversation and she says, "Oh, my sister wrote a book and I proofread and edited her stuff. So if he's looking for somebody to edit, hey, I'll take that on for free."
Come on, man.
I say, "What?"
Come on, man.
I said, "Okay, I get everything to you. You get it to her." And then by that time, I found out, because at that time I had found out where you can use somebody that may have been a college professor or an English teacher or whatever. So I found out that somebody that was in the church that we was attending at the time, that they was a teacher and that's what they did. So I approached them about it and they was like, well, yeah, I'd be happy to do that for you and I won't charge you. And I was like, what? I was like, come through, Jesus. All right.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? So I just moved and the provision was made, right? And so, long story short, right, the book comes out, everything was taken care of, and the first lady that my wife had spoke with, she sends me an email after she gets through proofreading the book, and then and basically what she said in the email, she was like, Mike, this is really good. She said, these are some of the suggestions that I would make based upon, my knowledge of basically doing this right here. She said, these are some of the suggestions that I would make, but other than that, you have the gift of writing. Never heard about that in my life. The gift of what? She said, you have the gift of writing, and that sticks to me to this day. So the fact that I have the gift of writing, I've been publicated in other people's articles. I've been publicated in newspapers. So I've written more, and God is just bringing this back to my memory as I'm talking right now because I forgot all about that. I've been in other people's publications. So other than writing, the books that I've had, and even the book that we just released in January, I was already 75, 80% done with another book that I was writing, but God told me to stop writing that and write this. So I should have at least 5, 6 books out right now. But I'm not going to beat myself over the head because I allow life to get in my way, but at the end of the day, they're going to be done. But I was just, showing everybody what I had, me personally, what I had to go through And that's just a smidgen of what we had to go through just to get to where we are right now. But I would never allow anybody to stop my dream or even myself because, and I'm going to say this, and I'll let y'all chime in now because I know I said a whole lot. But even at to this point right now, I myself had to value my dream enough to hold on to it and keep moving in spite of.
Oh my goodness, that's major because when I think I had told y'all how when we had the show a couple weeks ago,
Right.
and I was rehearsing in the gym.
Yeah. Yep.
And I was on social media the week prior, and I'm seeing everybody going crazy. 1K few going crazy, everybody going crazy everywhere, right? So you clapping for everybody, but it's like, God, where do I fit in with this? Like, how can you use? Are my bars good enough? It's like, how can you use? So I'm in the gym rehearsing, and my man's Christian come in. Well, his name is Christian. He come in. He sat down. I'm in mid-rehearse. I'm doing my thing. He just sat down. I'm looking at him like, bro, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, so fast forward, God just showed me, like, I can use you if you're willing to be used how I need you to be placed on my playbook, on my chess, on my, not your checkerboard, not your chessboard. This is my chessboard. I need you to be placed over here.
Yeah.
I need to use you this way. If you're willing to be used, I need you. I got you, and I can do some more stuff with you that you never thought that could happen with you. You dig what I'm saying? So I think I know that's like one portion, like valuing you, like putting value on yourself. Putting value on yourself. Like, okay, I can be, okay, my gift is important. My voice is important.
Exactly.
Like, the blood running through my veins are important.
Right.
Exactly.
My legacy is important.
Right.
What I do when nobody is watching me is important.
Right.
How much I read my word is important.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? When I do something,
Right.
when I do something for somebody or for anything, and I don't get nothing back in return up here, God, He's noting that, and on the other side in eternity, that's what's more important. You know what I'm saying? So just putting importance on knowing your value and believing. I like, for Savant Design Company, right? I got this thing that I say, believe in your worth. Believing in, do you believe that you're worth something? You know what I'm saying? And that, I think that's like the big part of, that's the central nervous system for somebody's dream.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
your central nervous
Yeah.
system control what's going on in your body. So that controls a lot with your dream, bro. Having, like, believing that you can, like, believing that even if you don't blow up, do you believe in what you're doing?
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
Like, do you believe in the job you go to? People stop believing it's something, bro. It's not the paycheck. That's why people walk off that joint. They stop
Right.
the atmosphere. That they stop believing in why they even there until they forget about their responsibilities.
Purpose. Everything has to have purpose. Everything has to have. When you look at life, when you are able to look at life that everything has to have purpose, it makes you look at things different. It'll make you stay on that job when you're ready to go because purpose haven't been fulfilled yet. And that's why when I shared with you earlier today, as I was signing the books for a set of students, right? So that I'm gonna be shipping out. So at the end of the day, I was like, I could just sign my name in there, or I can, put something in there that could be memorable, so that when they read it, hey, he signed off on it. And I believe what God had me write was, I put in there, may you have success in everything that you do. Chase purpose, not money. And so when I'm listening at you right now, it's like that's everything what you're talking about. It's like purpose at the end of the day. Because when you believe and you have value and purpose alone, it alone would carry you the way you need to go, even when you those days when you just feel like throwing in the towel. Because there were plenty of days I felt like giving up, but it was the purpose that I was holding on to, is what kept me going. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, and the reason I said chase purpose and not money, because when you get to the point where you chase purpose, that's all the money you need, because the physical manifestation of money is gonna come. Because it's going to be times where you're going to be working in your passion, but it's going to be a part of your passion that you're not going to feel like doing, and what you're going to hold on to because you don't quit everything else. Yeah. Because when it got hard, you ran. When you didn't get as many likes, or you didn't get as many followers. I bumped that, man. I'm on some whole other stuff, bro.
Exactly.
Like, I remember I did an engagement, and the kids asked me, well, like, it ain't I ain't no shame in my game, because, see, this is a journey that we're on. You know what I'm saying? People are looking at our life story. You know what I'm saying? As we're moving forward, like, you know, as we move forward with different equipment, different ideals, different brandings, companies that's going to be starting, all that stuff. You know, the kid was like, you know, you don't have many followers. I don't care about that. I got a wife and 2 kids at home that think they daddy and their husband is the best in the world. I don't care what y'all think. By the end of the day, because I value, and that goes back to what you said, Alexandra. Value system, man. When you're able to value, and when you're able to value what you possess, that's all that matters in the world. Because if you value what you possess enough, and just like you said, if somebody was able to give you, there's a difference between criticism and constructive criticism. So I can listen to the good and I can listen to the bad, but if I value myself enough to even listen to the bad to see if there is something that can be corrected for the betterment of mankind, guess what? That's different, because now I'm still focused on purpose, because my purpose is to touch mankind. And if I need to go back and retract some things to make something better, then guess what? I'm willing to do that. But too many times you got people out here, they're chasing money, they're chasing the bag, and their wife or their husband is a mess because you ain't home, because you always chasing the bag, but they in Louis Vuitton and Gucci and they shopping, but they ain't got nobody next to them at night because you chasing the bag.
Sometimes it's not even Louis Vuitton. Sometimes it's Chick-fil-A and Publix. We ain't. Why you shopping in Publix, baby? We ain't even there yet. You better get them coupons and go to Harvey's or Winn-Dixie. Don't try to keep up with them. All this chicken we got in this freezer, you better throw some of that stuff out. You know what I'm saying? It's a formula to this thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, but anyway, I don't know why I said that, but I'm just saying that happens too.
Yeah, no, I know why you're saying it, because I'm gonna tell you why you're saying it, because when you got an audience, you don't know who's listening, right? You don't know their economic status, you don't know their race, color, creed, none of that stuff. So you don't know where nobody's at when they're listening to this at any given moment. And you're being able to bring that stuff home, because I remember, if I remember correct, so you know, don't hold me 100% to this, so you might want to look it up. But if I remember correct, when I first started reading Robert Kiyosaki, if I remember right, him and his wife and their family ate beans and weenies for years.
I do know that they did go like on the
strict. They went like on
their car. They was in their car for
Yeah, and I remember he talked specifically about their eating habits, and they ate the same thing for like a long time. Yeah, you know, and so. That's where when you said that, that's like I felt that. I know exactly where you come from, because you gotta cut. You know what I'm saying? It's purpose. So if the purpose is, okay, family, here's the vision. In 5 years, this is where we're gonna be. This is where I project we're gonna be. But in order for us to get that projection had to come from a measurement stick. Yep. And the measurement stick says this, okay, by year 1, this is what we're gonna do. Year 2, this is what we're gonna do. Year 3, this is what we're gonna do. And so by that time, if anything outside of that, then you have to be disciplined enough to say, hey, we can't do that, because this is where this is the plan. This is where we're supposed to go. Yep. And that's exactly what it is. But I'm going to go back to what you said earlier, too. Yep. You got to be real with yourself.
Yeah, you cannot move like that if you don't put value on what you, now I'm taking me serious. So let me monitor everything that I am connected to and that I deal with. money, finances, relationship with God, women, clothes, my children, my relationship with my children's dad or mom,
Right.
everything. Because
Everything.
you're trying to have everything in order so you can progress and move in a certain way. So
Right. Everything. Because at the end of the day, it's still going to add up to your dream.
yeah.
An arrow got to be pulled back in order to be launched forward. So sometimes, when you scaling back, you just putting yourself in a position to just shoot off like a rocket. And you have to believe that, you know what I'm saying, and hold on to that, because it's going to be some rough times. It's going to be some rocky roads. But you got to be, like you said, you got to be real with yourself, because if you know you can't eat beans and weenies every day for a year, then don't do it. Because you're not Robert Kiyosaki.
Yeah, because everybody's
different.
Everybody's different.
You know what I'm saying? You may be willing to, okay, well, I can, I can do 5 day beanie weenies, but that 6 or 7 day we gotta do something.
Yeah, we gotta, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't look grilled chicken on there.
Yeah.
So hey, I'm gonna tell y'all this right here. You get them leg quarters, boy. You pop that thing in half. One piece of chicken turn into 2. You feel me? I'm trying to tell you, bro.
Man, there's all kind of stuff you can do, man.
Bro, before we wrap up and head out, there's one thing that I really take to heart.
Yeah.
And that's obedience.
Mm-hmm.
How important obedience is to when you don't feel like you want to do it. Like, there's been times where God spoke to me like 2, 3 in the morning. Are you willing to get up that early to write whatever down He's speaking to you? And are you with the discipline, or are you willing to even be obedient? Like, disobedience will prolong what God has for you as well.
Mm-hmm.
So what could you say to the viewers out here to help them not so much just be obedient, but like what steps could they take to help train and kind of horn in on that? Because it's not easy. And sometimes we use a lot of things as excuses, as far as, well, I don't know how to do that. Well, I ain't got this, I ain't got that. Well, what could you encourage the viewers with when it comes to like being able to do the things in a time you don't feel like doing them?
For the dream.
Yeah, I think that boils down to priority.
Mm-hmm.
And let me ask y'all this before I finish out. Do you feel that a person actually makes that dream a priority? Because you got to look at something, right? And I remember this is something E.T. said, right? Mm-hmm. And he said, you don't have a problem with, because they was doing a Q&A session, and the young lady stepped up and she said that I have a problem with procrastination. Mm-hmm. And so she was like, how do I get over that? How do I deal with that? And E.T. said something so profound, I was like, wow. He said, okay, and I'm gonna use the same example for the same situation. And so that's why I say a priority. Because if it's a priority, you'll make it work. Even if you do just like Nike said, just do it. Exactly. Something, you just do it. And then even if it's just a little bit, it's a small thing. Even you just do it, and then it becomes, okay, well, I took one step, now I can take 2. So we trying to take 10 steps before we take 1.
That's true.
So, he told the girl this right here. He said, now, if I told you to meet me at such and such bank tomorrow morning at 5 a.m., not 5:01, not 5:02, at 5 a.m., and I got $1 million for you, and you say you're a procrastinator, you don't never get nowhere on time, and you just, and I told you I got $1 million for you to meet me at such and such bank at 5 o'clock in the morning, what you gonna do?
You gonna make that.
Oh, she said, I'm dead. Everything changed. That's what he said. He said, you don't have a procrastination problem. You have a priority problem. He said, the things that you're dealing with, you don't make a priority, so you don't do them. So that's my thing. If it's something that you want to do, you got to make it a priority in your life. You can't say that. I can't tell my wife that, baby, we're going to spend more time. And she come to me and she said, well, baby, we ain't spending enough time together. I can use that same scenario and be like, that's the issue, But if I make her a priority, then guess what's going to happen? Ain't nothing going to come before my wife, because we need to tighten up right here. So I say that right there. I say you got to make your dream. When I talked about you valuing yourself and your dream, you got to value it enough to make it a priority. You got to value whatever issue that you're dealing with enough to make it a priority. If you know you're struggling financially, at the end of the day, and I want y'all to hear me in the right retrospective.
Right.
Like, when we was in tight places, like, my mind was going 24/7 trying to figure out how to get us out. You understand what I'm saying? It was a priority. It was a constant, like, man, I'm sitting, I can be resting and I'm thinking about, man, how can we get out of this situation?
Exactly.
Because
Yeah,
it
for sure,
became
yeah.
a priority.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if it's a priority for you, guess what? It gets done. Because I guarantee you, if you look at your life and you look at the things that you've done in your life, the things that you made a priority, guess what? They got done.
Sure it did. But no problem at the same time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So if you're not spending enough time with your spouse, make it a priority. If your business is not where it wants to be, that's fine, but make it a priority to get out. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wanted to start this podcast, it's been well over 3 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But, you know, considering some of the things that transpired, it was always in the back of my mind. So when I looked at this year coming into this year, I'm like, okay, well, he's not Boy Wonda, man, he was already on 2 or 3 podcasts, so it probably wouldn't have worked anyways. You know, and then I'm looking at time, and I'm saying, you know, I'm just feeling this unction, like, you know, now's the time, you know, and all our schedules are now starting to line up. And so it was like, it's a no-brainer, man. Let's jump. Let's jump out the plane. We'll pull the parachute. We'll figure it out on the way down.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, so I just think, you know, at the end of the day, once you be able to make it priority, then you can take that step. Because if my goal is to get to 10 reps, I got to be able to do 1 first.
Exactly.
So I got to have enough value in myself that I can't talk myself out of me growing. And I got to start, if I can't do 1 push-up, I can't do 1 push-up. Ain't nothing I can do about it. I didn't do 1 push-up before until now. But now I can do 20. You see what I'm saying? Because I made it a priority.
Yep.
Yeah.
It hurt. You understand? My muscles was aching.
But you made sure you had the right form.
But
You made sure to do
there you go.
consistently.
There you go.
Small things consistently. That's another thing, like consistency. Like, we feel like we have to do 99 million things at once. We're like, no.
Do 1 thing.
Do 1 thing great, and
Yep.
then go on to the next thing.
That's it.
Because the more you be consistent with the things that you're
Yep.
great, that are small,
Yep.
you'll be able to kind of multitask. Like, okay, I can do this week, do that.
Yep.
So it's very, very vital, man. I think that's great because a lot of times we use our weaknesses against us, but life is the best teacher when it comes to giving you the contact that you need to reach the people that you need.
Yeah, that's good.
And also, I feel like what can also help is just like understand how much you're needed. Like, you are their CPR. Like, you gotta be the life facilitator, you know, to be able to pump into them and get and find, and like really get in a place to where, okay, man, I gotta do like David. I gotta encourage myself. I gotta make sure that, okay, you know what kept me is just hearing different people, different testimony. People coming across 10 years ago, 15 years ago, and just like, man, I remember you came to this concert, this, that, and the third. That's God keeping the dream alive.
Yeah.
When a person just come in and like pour into you and just remind you of the things that what you've done, is God is reminding you that He's keeping the dream alive.
Yep.
So just be willing to see. Just take the blinders off. Stop looking where you think it's going to come from, and look at it where it is.
Exactly.
And it's right in
That's
front of your
good.
face a lot of the times.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah. That's good.
it's
That's real good.
Yeah, yeah. Well, baby, this has been a dope episode, man. So before we close out, man, bro, Alexndr, you got something you want to add in there before we close out, man?
Oh man,
put it in that gumbo
I just be
again.
soaking up. You know what I'm saying? That's how I be doing. I be
Man.
soaking up. I want to say, not putting something like, not because everything hit home, you know what I'm saying? So I ain't there trying to philosophize. I'm just saying, just from it is hit home. That's how it is, right? So, like, not putting what you want out of it in front. You know what I'm saying? So some guys or some people do what they do for a mate. You know what I'm saying? Like, stop doing what you're doing so you can attract the mate. Stop. Like, stop like stop doing what you're doing to get views, or stop doing what you do. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Or stop doing what you're doing. Oh, I want to sell this. Selling amount of merch, that's fine, but what about creating a great creation? What about getting great garments? What about building great systems? You know what I'm saying? What about, you know what I'm saying? So, like, stopping, like, just not putting the reward in front of the work. Stop putting the reward in front of the process. Think about the reward so much till I'm not focusing on the groundwork.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? To help me turn into, because once you turn into that person, once you turn into that human, you can get dropped in almost any atmosphere and create and get a, you know what I'm saying? But if you don't turn into it, you're gonna be looking crazy in every atmosphere.
Right.
Like you're gonna be starving everywhere you go. You're gonna be starving, looking like an alley cat, ribs showing all that. You know what I'm saying? It's a difference between the fat cats and the alley cats. It's a different, you know what I'm saying? You know the one with the tail. They done got in so many fights, the tail gone. Like you need to be in the doggone with SPCA, what it's called. You need to be locked up, getting fed. You do not need to be on these streets out here.
At all.
You need to be adopted. Somebody to get the bottle with the milk in it and get you right. Cause out here in these streets, these trash cans, these raccoons is eating you up out here. You know what I'm saying? So once you turn into, like, focusing, like, I had to just like, I'm being for real. I'm being for real, bro. Like, that they starving. That cat with the ribs, with the tail missing,
He's starving.
with the eye hanging out. You know what I'm talking about?
With the scratch over.
He is not. He didn't. He, for some reason, this cat didn't. He don't have that dog in his system to where he can get dropped off and just be like, oh, I'm finna boss up. He ain't got it. He can ate up out here. So if you don't turn into what you're supposed to turn into,
Right.
Bro, check this out. I had this the other day, bro, and after this you can close out. Well, so this your podcast. You can close it right now.
No,
You know, all right.
Go ahead.
So look,
You can deal with Charlie.
you do what you want to do. Look.
With Charlie.
All right, bro, check this out. I don't know if this can help anybody or not. You know what I'm saying? I was driving back from picking my son up from Georgia, right? So I'm driving back, bam. We sliding through. I think we were sliding through Ocala. So we sliding through Ocala, and I went to thinking about my mom, my grandma, and I was thinking about everybody who passed away in my family. I don't know if this is. I think this hit me out. Everybody who passed away. My grandma, my father just passed in October. My grandfather, he died of lung cancer. I didn't get to meet him. He built my grandma's house. He was a miner. He built a lot of people. He built like a lot of houses on our block. We own like the whole block. Throw that now. My grandma's house is right here. Her sister stayed that night. He built that house. So, everybody died of different causes, but they died the same. I was just like, you know, I'm not trying to die how everybody died in the last 200 years in my family. Nobody, everybody, I'm not like, dang, everybody in the last 200 years died the same. And nobody was like, and I know everybody not gonna be like, oh, but nobody was like ripe. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, dang.
Explain that to the people, bro.
All right, so like,
we know each other. I know what you're saying.
Yeah. All right,
so, I know exactly what you're saying.
All right, so like everybody like not trying to go to the maximum.
Yeah.
Not trying to push it to the full potential. Not trying to take it to the next level. Not trying to be financially free. Not trying to live Jesus 100%. Not trying to take it there. Everybody, and I don't know, but it's like when you look, like, I don't see nothing that.
There was nothing passed down for the next generation. Yeah.
What's your boy name who made the light bulb? What's his name?
Thomas Edison.
Thomas Edison. You can see them lights on right there.
Yeah.
You can see what's going on with that. After what's your George Jenkins, who started Publix.
Right.
I saw Publix trucks in Georgia. Publix started in Polk County. You see what I'm saying? So it's like that family would never be the same.
Right.
Exactly.
Never.
Right. And that's why I wanted you to go into detail, because I know
Never
exactly
be
what
the
you're
same.
talking about.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Never be the same. So it's like, dang, everybody died the same way. The last 200 years, everybody died of different causes, but everybody died the same.
That's powerful.
And I don't want to die the same way.
That's powerful. Everybody died of different causes.
200 years plus.
Same.
Everybody done. It's nothing for my great. I don't know what they did. I don't see the. I'm just saying. I'm not saying they didn't. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
No, I got you.
You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you can see what George Jenkins did.
Right.
It's gonna be 2067.
Right.
Puppet's gonna have flying fruit around here. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Puppet's gonna have. You're gonna look up
Where's
and
the
see.
sound effects when you need them? I may have to edit them in.
Bro, you gonna.
That's
Bro,
a good idea.
Bro, you're gonna look up and see a green helicopter with a P on it, flying in, dropping on the hospital, bringing in fruit and then flying off. I'm telling you. So it's like, I'm like, man, I don't want to go out like the last 200 years, bro.
Right.
Bro,
Right.
200 years.
That's
My grandmother died. She was 98. We actually all of us. She died. She's 90, 98, 96. Mama don't, cause mama know. My mama know. You know what I'm saying? But she almost lived 100. She seen microwaves develop. She seen refrigerators develop. She seen everything.
Yeah, she's seen everything develop.
She seen everything. You know what I'm saying? You couldn't do nothing of a grandma.
Yeah.
Grandma know everything. Well, she don't know, but she knew. Grandma knew a lot.
Yeah.
But the past 200, I'm like, dang, I don't want to go out, have everybody die. I don't see no change. None. So, I don't know if that can help, but that kind of like ignite my dream, like, yo, I have to do something different. I don't care if my son see me put ribbons on grapefruits and they blow up. I don't care what it is, bro.
Right.
Something got to be different to where it changed the avenue. It changed what's going on. You know what I'm saying? So just making sure that we know, and we as in y'all and us included, that our dreams are important. You know what I'm saying? And even though it get rough, we can't let anyone deviate us. Bro, don't nobody know what your legacy need but you. Mm-hmm. When you look at your bloodline and adjustments that you're making for your bloodline, can't nobody tell you that you wrong. How you know what my bloodline need? You don't know what the last 100 years been like in my family.
Right.
You don't know what the last 25 years been like in my family.
Right.
How you know what my legacy need?
Right. Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just, hey.
That's deep, bro. I felt that, man. That's what it's about, man. It's about generational wealth, man. And we're not just talking finance, man. What are you leaving your legacy? You know, are you're teaching them how to make right decisions, not thinking for them, but teaching them how to think. You know what I'm saying? It's a difference between me thinking for you and teaching you how to think.
I went off on my son yesterday. He tells me he want to work for Chick-fil-A. Look, the reason why he said that because me and his mom put him in his cooking camp. So my son learned how. My father was a master chef, so when my father be cooking, he'd have my son on the stool with the apron on. My son know how to chop stuff like a chef and everything.
Yeah.
So my son, he know how to make Alfredo from scratch, not the canned ragu. So ladies, step your game up. He making the stuff from the scratch. You feel me? With the Parmesan, with the he grading it out and all that. You know what I'm saying?
With the Parmesan, with the
You know what I'm saying? He grading it all that. Ain't no, here, babe, he go, nah, my son making the stuff from the scratch. So.
But you can't stop. You can't stop. I'm going to tell you why you can't stop that, because you don't know what he'll learn from Chick-fil-A.
True, but.
See the thing about, here's the
I was
thing.
getting that. I was starting to hear that. I want to, bro, no, baby, I said, son, son, you're not finna be you taking your talents and giving them, and they finna take you, cause you like to cook, and have them cooking. I said, son, how about you come up with a grilled cheese and we can sell your grilled cheese,
Right.
or something like that.
Right, but you can't. What you can't do is, and that's where we get in trouble. Like, if you look at the world today, right, everybody ain't gonna be business owners. Everybody's not gonna be entrepreneurs, right? And even right now, we have a problem with workers because don't nobody want to work. So when we was growing up, it wasn't nothing for us to go to Winn-Dixie, Publix, McDonald's, because you're learning crafts, you're learning skills.
Right.
So what's wrong with you're not making a career. See, and that goes back to what I was saying in the conversation today. What I say, I'm not going to take your dream, but I'm going to expand it. I'm going to let you work for Chick-fil-A, but I don't want you to think that is your last spot. You see what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, I don't know what kind of thing you could learn from them working behind the scenes and learn. Because I'm telling you, Chick-fil-A got the game on lock. I don't care what you say.
That food always hot.
Always hot, always ready.
Chick-fil-A win. I ain't
we're not. We're not sponsored by Chick-fil-A, but hey, shouts out to Chick-fil-A. Y'all want to go ahead and shoot that sponsorship this way.
Shouts out to Chick-fil-A.
But they got the system on lock. You got a line wrapped around the building, but yet you get your food within like a couple minutes. Come on, bro. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's why I wanted to say that, because we're looking at the ramifications of that right now. You know, we got this young generation. They don't want to work. If they're not making $1,000, they don't want to work for it. But what can I learn from, working at a McDonald's or working at a Chick-fil-A? Sometimes the best thing is not learning what to do. Sometimes the best thing is learning what not to do.
That's true.
Facts.
You see what I'm saying? But they'll never learn because they want everything so quick and they wanted everything now, and it has to be up here instead of down in here. And then that's why they soft as whoopee cushions. I'm just gonna keep it 100.
He said soft as whoopee cushions.
Yeah, I remember my dad, telling me, man, this grown man strength right here. That's a different strength because they went through something. They worked. You know what I'm saying? This generation don't want to work. They want to sit behind, and do everything. So it's just like, and I'm not taking your dream, I'm expanding your dream because you're eradicating the process that can probably benefit you quicker than what you've ever done. You may not want to work at McDonald's for the rest of your life, but what can you learn from McDonald's while you're there? It goes back to what we was talking about in the beginning. Self-awareness and having a purpose in everything that you do.
Yeah.
And so it takes somebody, whether it's a mentor or a business or somebody, to bring that to your attention, because in most spaces, especially where we come from, we don't know that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? We don't know that. Oh, you need to do this. Oh, you need to do that. Why? Like you said, you don't know my bloodline. You know what you said. Why? But once you were able to explain to me why, then I can say, oh, okay, I see what you're talking about. Yeah, now I can apply that to my life. But other than that, no, bro, let's go. Create that grilled cheese. Yeah, that's cool. But man, hey, what's their I can't learn their process if I'm not in the game.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? So now you take it and you learn. Who knows? What happens if the top echelon of Chick-fil-A find out about that dream and they make it happen?
True.
But you didn't want to go there because it's Chick-fil-A. Come on, see, we gotta get out of that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, well, what can I get out of this? Because at the end of the day, the job is trying to figure out what they can get out of you.
Yep.
And you trying to figure out what you can get out of them.
I'm a dad, so I'm like, no, son, you don't want to go that route because it's a whoosh. You don't want to do that.
Ways they trying
They trying to figure out how to get
they trying to make sure they get every
they trying to get the butter from the duck.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's see what I can get in return.
Yeah, it's man. No,
and I learned, I learned all this stuff as I got older, because I didn't think like that, as a young kid, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like now it's just, I can say, I ain't trying to take no drink. You want to go to the NFL? That's fine, but be real with yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Like you gonna get up with them early morning workouts.
You know what I'm saying?
What it takes to get to
somebody trying to take your spot every day. We know cats that made it here from Polk County that went to the NFL. Some of them had great careers, some of them had struggling careers, But when I've had conversation with them, man, I say, man, I was talking with one of them, man, I was like, man, that's stressful.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother level of stress, having to get up and prove yourself every day after you got the contract. That's pressure. Because you done worked so hard for a dream all your life, and you get the space, and you got the money. It may not be what you want, but you get paid pretty good. Mm-hmm. But you got to prove yourself every day to keep your job. That's stressful, man. And so that's why people are like, hey, y'all sure y'all want to do that? I'm riding with you. But I want you to know I done had a conversation with cats in your shoes. And it's can you handle that? Are you willing to handle that? If so, I'm with you. Let's ride. Mm-hmm. But what are we gonna do? What else are we gonna do? Are you gonna start a business? You gonna start a nonprofit? You gonna create other avenues?
Exactly.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It gotta be a purpose for everything. But hey, man, that's another whole conversation for another time. But I'm glad you went there, opened up that vein though.
Yeah, for sure.
Because we closed out with a bang.
It's needed.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
needed.
I told y'all, man, I was amped. I was amped, man. I was amped, you know. So, but, you know what I'm saying? I'm fired up.
For sure.
But yeah, hey man, before we get ready to get out of here, man, we just want to keep y'all updated. Definitely, man, y'all go cop the Blueprint to Success, a student's guideline to successful living, my new book that I dropped earlier this year. Once again, don't be confused by the title. A student is somebody that just learns or sits under the tutelage of somebody else, you know, to learn something. So it's not just for the academic student, it's for you as the adult, you know, because I consider myself a lifelong learner to learn every day when I wake, open up my eyes. So we're talking about mindset, how to develop the right mindset, how to develop the right team, your squad, the right relationships to build with, you know, different things of that nature. So we've got a lot of gems in there, man. So check it out. You can go check that out at www.shiftmotivations.com/B2S. And don't forget, man, to cop that motivated apparel from myself. That's my brand. Get you some motivated gear, man. It's the premier gear for motivation. You know, give you something to look forward to while you're chasing your dreams. You got it on your body. And we've got a lot of great reviews about the product. So you can go to www.shiftmotivations.com/shop motivated apparel. And Dub, tell them about what you got going on, my man.
Man, the album is coming sooner than you think. You can head to the website, www.nogrindnoglory.net. There you can, if you want me to come speak or come do a concert for you, listen, I'm all ears, I'm open. Podcast, whatever you want to do, man, I'm open to anything, outreach community, I'm there. So you can reach my booking through there as well. Also get you some merch while you're there. Follow your boy on Instagram and Twitter, official B Wonda, official BWONDA, youtube.com/nogrindnoglory. Get some laughter, comedy, music, just everything's there. We're going to have film.
One-stop shop.
Listen, one-stop shop. And make sure.
For sure.
Facebook.com/official Boy Wonda, BOYWONDA. And let's get it.
Yes, sir, Alxndr.
For sure. Hit me up, Alxndr Hall. Facebook, ALXNDRHALL. Instagram, I am Alxndr Hall. Once again, Alxndr, ALXNDRHALL. Got a book on the way coming too. That's coming. I'm always calling Mike about different stuff. So about how, hey bro, what's this, what's that? We got merch coming. I got singles coming, and I got a joint project coming too, Kendrick Valley. So look out for that. So we just on the way,
Yes,
man.
sir.
We on the way.
Yes, sir. A lot of good stuff coming, man. Well, hey, listen, we thank y'all for tuning in today. This has been the Blueprint to Success podcast. And we'll see you at the top because the bottom is way too crowded. And remember, if you think different and be different, you'll have the opportunity to live different.
For sure.
And once again, guys, we'll see you on the other side to success. God bless. We'll see you next week.
Holla at you.